Hello everyone, this is Hodora and we are back with Chaos Zero Nightmare. And if you don't know, after the Season 1 update, right, we finally get a safe data system in the game that you can look at the size, the tier and everything. There is numbers that gonna explain everything for you. And if you go to help section, go to this save data icon, the detail will be all in here. And today we're gonna talk about that because this might be hard to look at, this might be confusing to read. So I will try to explain this as easy as possible. So let's start, and in order to do that I need to change to the display, and again we're gonna use pen. Let me reduce the size of this first. Alright. So if you go to your combatant anyone, right, and you go to save data, now in every save data, there will be an extra row of information called faint memory. Even if it's an old one, it also have faint memory, right? And what is this? We will talk about that soon. But first thing first, when you go into Chaos, right, there also gonna be a new change in the Chaos menu. Example, and you can see here save data value tier 10, tier 9, tier 9. So now instead of ambiguous size description, right, really low, normal, high, very high, we have tier instead. This is too thick. We have tier, and tier 1, it will start at 30 point. Right, tier 1 will start at 30 point, and every single tier will plus 10 point per tier. Yeah. So for example, if you run at tier 13, that gonna be easy math. Instead of go through this calculation, you basically give 13 plus 1, plus 2, and multiply everything by 10. So it's gonna be 150 point total, right? This is the cap. Alright, this is the cap of how much faint memory you can have in your save data. And you can see here faint memory, and there is something called vivid memory. Vivid memory is really easy because it's just everything that's gonna be saved guarantee, and it will not be calculated with faint memory at all. It cannot be removed from your save data. There is 3 things that go into vivid memory. First thing is equipment. All the equipment is vivid memory. It doesn't matter how high the reality is, just use the best one you can find. It's okay. It will not disrupt with your deck building at all. The second thing is getting a unique card. And you know, every character starts with 4 basic cards, right? And you're gonna get another 4 unique cards from Epiphany. Those will be in vivid memory and doesn't mess with your deck building at all. And lastly is the epiphanies on the card itself. And this is a little bit asterisk, only for your own card, right? For your own unique, and not for the neutral or the monster card. every epiphany you get on here is vivid memory. It will not be deleted. It will not be removed if you go over the cap. What is gonna be removed if you go over the cap is pain memory, which is like neutral class and its epiphany, divine epiphany, card removal, card duplication. These are the things that can be removed if you go over this cap in total, right? So let's remove this and give you an example. Why it's not safe? I don't know. Why is the menu not safe? I have no idea. Tier 13, I guess, because that is the highest tier in the laboratory 0 currently, I think, unless you go nightmare, is 150 point. And this point will be divided, as I said earlier, right? Neutral card plus epiphany, divine on anything, any divine epiphany will be counted in here. Card remove and copy, right? Duplication. Well, there is another thing that gonna be separate from neutral because it have different score. It's a monster card that drop from elite, right? Monster. So let's go from this one by one. And let's delete this first. Neutral card is 10 point per card, right? 10 point per card for neutral. Divine, 20 point per divine. And this count every instant of divine in your total deck, right? Example, if you have divine on one of your cards and you copy it, the divine count will times 2 instead of just 1, right? It doesn't count the instant of divine happening, it count the total divine you have at the end of the run. Alright, and it is over the cap, it will be removed, of course. And for remove and copy, this is interesting because it starts from 0 for the first remove, go to 10, 30, 50, 70, and after this 70 is gonna stay 70 forever, but no way you can get all 5 cards removed, right? It's the same with copy, by the way. So it's the same thing, right? It's the same thing for this. But there is special rule for remove, because this is remove of the neutral card. If you try to remove the card of your own, right? Whatever, if it's basic card or unique card, if it's your own card, you're gonna have to plus 20 point. So for example, if you remove 2 basic, right? You remove maybe the shield and the 2 costs for this example, it's gonna be 0 plus 20. So the first remove gonna be 20. The second remove gonna be 30. Alright. Plus 7 plus 20 for everything, for every instant. So in total you already allocate 50 points by just remove 2 of your basic card. Remember the total, right? 150. You took like 1/3 of the allow of the total point already. So remove card gonna be quite hard, but you can do it. You can still do it. You can remove 3 cards. If you remove 3 cards, it's gonna be what? 100. 100 points to just remove 3 basic cards. You have 50 to play around. If you don't gap any divine, you don't gap any neutral, then it's fine. You can remove 3 cards without any trouble at all. But if you have 2 divine, then it's gonna be 140. 140 is still within a range, right? So it will not be removed, everything will be safe. But as you know already, the copy also have the same score, right? But it doesn't have plus 20 for the neutral, or not the neutral, for your own card. But if you copy divine, you're gonna get plus 20 again if you do that. Lastly is the monster. The monster card, this is the card that most of the time you will not take no matter what currently, because it weighs 80 points. It's more than half of the total cap currently, and this is tier 13 by the way. Tier 13, if you don't know, is like highest difficulty in chaos, right? Level 80 enemy, a lot of negative modifier, and it's tier 13. If you go to nightmare, it's gonna be 14, but we're not talking about that right now. So monster card, you can dream to have them. Yeah, you can only dream to have them. And if your monster card manage to get epiphany, this is epiphany for any card that's not your own, right? Either it's monster card, either it's neutral card, plus 10 point. Plus 10 point for that card to be safe. Well, not for that card, but for epiphany to be safe. So if you have monster card with epiphany, it's 90 point. And you only have like 60 left. Well, if you don't remove anything, if you don't copy anything, that might be fine. Of course, assuming you can clear the highest difficulty, right? If we go down to like tier 10. Tier 10 is gonna be 120 point. Minus 90, you had 30 left. 30 left, what you can do with that? Remove one card, one of your own card. That's all, and you're gonna run out. You can't even get Divine Epiphany. If you take that, it's gonna be bad too. And that is all for the calculation of this. I believe there is some people who actually make a spreadsheet that you can just key in the data and it will calculate this for you. But that is too much effort for me. I'm just gonna eyeball it. I'm just gonna eyeball this and estimate the total value. And one last thing that I didn't mention before, if you remove, right, if you remove card that have epiphany, remove card that have epiphany already, either it's your own card or it's a neutral card that somehow get epiphany and you don't like that, minus 10 point. Minus 10 point for this, so be aware of that too if you want to remove more cards. Other than that, nothing. And copy is of course 0, 10, 30, 50, 70. Nothing strange for copy. Assuming you have enough luck to get a copy on the same character, right? But the first copy is free, so get the first copy is fine as long as you count the Divine Epiphany. And that's all, because if you copy the basic, one of your unique card with Epiphany is nothing. It's 0. I think that is all, right? Let's check again. Divide card, remove card, notification, yeah. Oh, there is another one, card conversion. There is some event, right, that can convert your card. Every time you do that, 10 point. But it might be good. It's actually better than card removal is the convert target into the neutral that actually benefit for you, right? Because if you remove basic card, it costs what, 20. convert only costs 10, so you save 10 points. And lastly, this is for the current season content. Forbidden card count 20 and is guaranteed to save. So if you are at 140, example here, right? You have 140 with forbidden card, FB. With forbidden card, it need to remove 20, right? And it will not remove forbidden. It will remove anything else. It might remove your divine. It might remove your first card delete. But it will not remove forbidden. So be aware of that too when you try to build a deck. And that is all the detail here. If you're curious about nitty-gritty of all this, it's in game. It's in game. You can just go to help section and check it out. And that is all for me today. Right. All the detail about the save data system. My initial idea for my past video is almost correct, except that equipment doesn't do anything to this at all. And I didn't think that they're gonna go with progressive weighting or point taking with the remove and copy. But everything else makes sense to me at least. So yeah, now we know how to build a save data, and we should have a pretty strong save data for the seasonal content. Because right now the gate reef is not open yet, so we don't know how hard that is. But Nebula Distortion, I have to tell you, if you go for difficulty 4 and full stack of debuff, it's really hard. It's really hard. You need to plan your deck quite carefully in order to clear it. But yeah, that is all for me today. I hope you have fun with the video game. Good luck with your gacha and see you again next time. For now, bye bye.